in the year of our Lord 2013.
Is this the podcast year we're featuring today?
As a matter of fact, it is.
Amen. You spilled your cup.
No.
Tumble. It's on. The lid is on.
Lid's on.
That's why you got to money to donate RadioU, and you shouldn't skimp when it comes to your tumblers.
Never skimp on a tumbler,
especially if you're using them at work.
Luckily, it was empty.
Around equipment.
So donate now, RadioU.com. Please keep RadioU on the air and the Riot doing these podcasts.
We're almost done with our spring fundraiser, so we'll be back soon. But today we're featuring stuff from 2013. Mm-hmm.
So this was Throw Up Christmas, which was a lot of fun.
Was that the one I was sick?
No, this is mine, actually. This is like my whole, literally everyone in my entire family, except for me, vomited all day Christmas Day. Like, we basically canceled Christmas because everyone was throwing up. And,
such memories.
And then I was just like, all right.
I didn't get anything.
I'm good.
Where's my presents?
What's up?
I'm still feeling fine.
It might be in the story, but I just remember going out and everybody was so sick, trying to find a store open at Christmas to buy 7-Up and crackers for everybody. Because they're like, can we please just have 7-Up? I was like, look, I didn't plan on y'all coming over and throwing up, okay? I don't have any 7-Up. Don't stock that. Anyway, this is great. The Blockbuster near us is closing.
When we had the trip there.
In 2013, there was a Blockbuster.
And it stunk so much.
So much.
We almost threw up walking in.
Nikki, we discover how she has problems with certain words. Words like ambulance.
I hate that one. Why'd you put that in there?
Well, because you must have needed one, because this is the year, like, we brought it back. This was in the podcast last time, but this is Nikki stalking her house with fever and a knife.
Oh, everybody also likes that one.
Yeah.
Man, I lost it.
So I had some trouble with a YouTube video, and that sounds like the podcast.
Well, enjoy the podcast. If you please, remember, make sure you check out RadioU.com to help support during our spring fundraiser.
It is the Riot.
The only superhero team that hasn't gotten a reboot. Keep it that way. Give during the spring fundraiser at RadioU.com/donate.
I would like to, for you, set the scene. It is Christmas morning. I've gotten up early. I have brewed the coffee. I've turned the music on, which
remember this?
I do. My Christmas tree's still up.
Is it?
It's coming down this weekend.
Yeah, but at least a little bit of Christmas left.
I decided that the Christmas tree was up until vacation was absolutely done. So this weekend, I'm going to get the gun out and take care of it. But until then, the Christmas tree is up. So it's Christmas morning, and I've gotten up early. Like, everything is set. We got all the family in. Everybody's in. Everything's great. Make our way downstairs and people and stuff. And we're just a few presents in until somebody is like, hang on.
1 minute. And then, they get that quiet, sort of like calmy look on their face. Not calm, but like clammy.
Yeah. And they excuse themselves. But, the bathroom's not that far from the living room.
Opening presents and you just hear someone throwing up in the other room.
You just hear throwing up.
Did you not like it?
It's like, okay, all right, good times, everybody. And it was just what that really was. For a lot of people, you think of throwing up as being the last sound. Like, that's the sound that ends everything. But that throwing up was actually the starting gun, because there are all kinds of people that were sick. So sick and so suddenly that family Christmas got, somebody reached up and hit pause. They're like, hey, we're going to get back to this. Okay, let's just put in a movie and see if we can stop the room from spinning. All right? We're just going to see if we can do that.
So you had to wait on presents?
So 2.5 movies in, more than 65% of the room has at some point thrown up. And presents did not resume until almost 48 hours later.
That's until the flu bug thing is gone.
Can I tell you how crappy it is to be in the middle of presents? I mean,
and you didn't get sick.
No, I didn't. And that was the funny thing, is I actually knew. It was the weirdest thing. I'm watching people throwing up and things are just going crazy. And I literally thought, I was like, You know, the weird part is I know I'm not going to get sick. Like, I know that all this is going on and I'm going to be healthy. And do you know what that meant? Is that I had to help the people that were sick.
Hold their hair.
Hey, Peter, hold my ears. Yeah, I mean, it was just like, this is awesome.
Christmas.
And it was funny. I'm getting text messages from friends like, dude, what did you get? And it was like a bar fridge and a pear tree.
Like, I don't know yet.
I have no idea. Friends are texting me the next day, dude, what'd you get? I'm like, I don't know. I haven't even opened the present yet. The fat man came. There's presents everywhere. And we got a little bit of
bad eggnog.
I don't know what they call this. Whatever this is, the plague, the Grinch, the something. But Christmas was weird.
At least you were confident that you weren't going to get it, because nothing's worse when everybody's sick around you and you're like, well, is this it?
It's like your stomach,
like,
you burp, and you're like, it's coming!
I got it. But
No!
then push it back down.
But it wasn't like that. I literally was just like, I'm fine. This is
Darn
fine.
it, I'm fine.
Yeah, and I didn't. I did not get sick. Everyone around me, the ship is going down, and I'm just like, whatever. So that was my Christmas. It happened much later. I mean, granted, yeah, I got stuff, whatever, but it was really weird, just right in the middle of like Christmas morning, so excited, everything's happening, and it was like, never mind. We're not going to do this year.
Let's try this in 2 days.
Christmas is canceled. Forget it.
The Riot.
I've written a show with you in mind. It's for this incredibly nerdy, socially awkward person with no people skills.
You've found your tribe. It's The Riot during the spring fundraiser.
So yesterday I told you guys how Blockbuster is closing 300 stores. That's Blockbuster Video. For no one who, they are a video rental chain in the United States that hit their prominence probably in the late 90s. Like,
Yeah,
that was
I'd
at
say
their
that.
stride, like mid to late 90s.
3 movies on disc?
Yeah, they had so much growth then, and they kind of, like, their history was they kind of took out everybody.
Oh, they did. They torpedoed like every mom and pop video store in the world.
Like, almost you can imagine if Starbucks suddenly went, on the downturn and they just became
falling apart. Like,
just
no one
falling
wanted
apart
coffee anymore.
And that would almost be the equivalent of it back then. But they took out all the video rental places. So then Redbox obviously is very popular, and Netflix and all the other ways that we now watch movies instead of actually renting them.
Yeah, and so now it's Blockbuster's turn to pay the piper.
Oh, yeah.
So I've had this thing where I was like, dude, Blockbuster's going to not exist anymore. I need to go say goodbye to Blockbuster. So yesterday I totally did.
But you never went, really. Not that much.
A long time ago, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, I think. Like,
Not
I can
enough
remember
to where you have to go and lay flowers
wreath
at
or
it
something?
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe maybe you need to, Nikki. Maybe your denial. You're gonna it's gonna close down, and you're gonna realize
I'm gonna
it's
start
too late.
crying. Yeah.
And it'll be like, what have I done? What have I done?
Oh, we only have a few around us, but as they close down more, they're gonna have so few in the country.
I only know of one.
Yeah.
Like, can you think of more than one than the one that's over here?
No,
Like, do you know
all the other ones closed down.
Okay, me either. And I seriously have no idea where I would find another one. But I went and visited yesterday, and here's the first thing that I got. I started laughing, and I wanted to take a picture, but the manager was looking at me, so I didn't. There was a sign that said now hiring. They were hiring
really?
for 5 different positions.
Really?
Yeah.
So is that one that's not closing? Or?
I don't know the answer to that, but I do know that they were hiring, and I wanted to go in and be like, hey, you guys know they're closing like 300 stores, right? You guys know that.
Thanks
So
for
you're
not
hiring?
doing that.
I didn't. I just walked in and I looked around. And here's the one thing I will say is that Redbox is great if you want a new movie. But like, if you just want to rent an old movie, that is something that, unless you sign up for Netflix, like, you can't just go rent an old movie.
I thought that's when you just went on YouTube to find it.
Maybe. But maybe I want to get it on Blu-ray or something. Like, the idea of like, hey, I'm going to go get a DVD of blank.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to get Bad Boys 2 or so. I don't know.
That's
Something.
streaming.
I know. Like, that's probably why I remembered it, but I just can't think of anything. Like, a movie that's not streaming, do you want to go get it?
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to buy it, or you got to sign up for some DVD by mail kind of thing.
But I think the price to buy it is probably equal to the price to rent it.
True. Well, you know what? Most of the rentals in there were 99 cents.
Oh, they're down that low?
Yeah, most
wow.
of them. Now, not all of them. Like, there was a tiered system. Some of them were $1.99. Some were $2.99.
It's like you're going someplace new, even though it's really old.
Well, I mean, there were tears. I'll say that. The other thing, though, that got my attention is that they had huge sections of used Blu-rays for sale.
Oh, yeah?
They were buy one, get one free.
Ooh.
And
what was the starting price?
Well, I saw a vampire hunting movie for about $12. And Nikki's like, oh, well, I mean, I could stop in.
I want to get Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter.
They didn't have, none of their movies were more than $12, and they were all buy one, get one free. And I looked at that.
Is it that movie, though, or is it the
No, it is.
The
like,
other one?
It's legit.
Is
like,
it
was
open?
all legit. What? Well, I mean, they're used.
Okay.
Like, they're the old rental discs, but they were buy one, get one free. And I will tell you, like, I carried a couple movies where I'm buying them, and then it was like, what are you doing?
Stop buying
Why
stuff.
are you buying more movies, you fool?
Yeah, but you could have bought one, and then I would have gotten the free one.
Yeah, that's a great plan. We should do that. In fact, today we'll do it the other way, though. We'll go, you buy the one, and I'll get the free one.
No, we can each get a movie and then split it down the half.
Well, we do have a lunch meeting today. If we happen to, if the car drives itself over there on our way.
I'm not going in.
Yeah,
you can go in.
You watch this. I will. By the end of the show, I will have you talked into it.
We'll see.
Yeah, then Nikki keeps watching the price of that one Blu-ray.
Well, I've been watching it. It's like it was $26 or $29, and now it's $19.99.
If you count your free movie, it's really only about $6 or $7.
Maybe that's an option.
What if we go in on one together? All right, we each pick one out, and we each pay our $6 or whatever.
That could work.
You know what, Nikki, I'm doing it for you. I'm just letting you know. So I said goodbye to Blockbuster, though I might be saying hi to him tomorrow. Maybe this is the Renaissance. Nikki and I are going to pull him back from bankruptcy right here with the used sales.
You don't have to have a card to buy a movie there, though, do you?
No.
Because I don't think I recall having one for quite some time.
No, none of that. None of that. Maybe while we're in there, we could rent a couple.
No, I don't want to.
Why don't we have Riot movie night tonight? We'll get together, we'll pop some popcorn. We'll just got to make sure we take the movies back tomorrow. Who's going to be the one that takes them back?
I think that's why we stopped renting stuff.
Probably right.
You're hanging with the Riot during the spring fundraiser.
Get used to disappointment.
RadioU.
All right, so you ready to talk about it? Because I'll tell you what, over the weekend, something happened.
I saw your tweet about it.
All right, here's the deal. Last week was the last Monday or Tuesday, I can't remember which, we discussed an incident at which I went to what was basically a buffet.
Yeah.
And the buffet was started, and I somehow ended up at the front of the buffet line. And the sentence that was used to describe me was, and listen to the hurtful words that are coming out here. Are you ready for this? The phrase that I heard as I braved the unknown, as I, among this sea of followers, became a leader, I was told right there in front of all of those people by someone who, by the way, I mean, yes, I care about. They're an important part of my life, so what they say matters to me. The phrase was, "You're an embarrassment."
You feel how that hurts?
You're an embarrassment. You're always at the front of the line. Always.
Though you had been at the end of the line, but they started the buffet in the reverse order, so you didn't do that on purpose.
You're an embarrassment. So Saturday night, at a catered affair of sorts.
What are you doing going to buffets all the time?
Standing around with a group of people, and someone says, "Hey guys, go ahead and help yourself." And then I heard the words, "You're an embarrassment."
You big jerk.
Yeah. You're always at the front. Embarrassment, embarrassment, embarrassment. He's an embarrassment, embarrassment. So you know what I did? I hung back.
You waited?
I waited. And guess what the result was? And I'm not kidding. No one ate. No one ate.
What do you mean?
And so eventually there came a part when the festivities began, and they packed up the food and carried it off. And no one ate.
So you didn't get any food?
No
one ate. You should have been a leader.
If I I had just gone over there. I was starving. I didn't eat before I went because there was going to be food. And I was like, it's fine. It's fine. I'll just get something to eat when I get there. It's no big deal. So I get there. They set out the food. And they're like, okay, guys, help yourself. And I'm like, can't be the guy. Can't be the guy. Can't be the guy. Can't be the guy. Well, no one was willing to be the guy. So as a result, it's all over. And pretty soon, guess what people start saying? I wish I would have had some of that food.
It looked good.
Everyone's just talking about how they're hungry. And I'm just like, bring it back out. But it's gone. And no one ate.
You want him to bring it back out to try again. You're like, I promise I'll do it this time.
I
swear.
I promise I'll go. And so there we are. This big group of people. No food, nothing to eat. And do you know why there was nothing to eat? Because one man was not willing to step up and say, yes, I'm an embarrassment, or so I've been told.
But now we're actually going to be able to eat.
But the result is now no one gets to eat. Great. So, you know what? Just let this be a lesson to all of us. The next time that family member, that friend, that whoever looks at you and says, you're an embarrassment. No. You're not an embarrassment. You're the one that's responsible for feeding these people. Because if you don't take that shame on yourself, all are punished. Are you willing to carry the shame so that others may live? I am.
Depends on how good the food is.
I've learned my lesson. I'm going to change, Nikki. I'll change.
Obadiah tried to give his new cryptocurrency during the spring fundraiser.
These coins are worth a gazillion human dollars, okay? That's a gazillion. You're rich. That's a gazillion.
That's great and all, but let's start with cash.
No one will exchange these.
It's the Riot during the spring fundraiser.
You know, it's funny. Again, I don't realize that we're pronouncing anything wrong until I get in this room.
Why?
Because all of a sudden I said caterpillar, and Nikki's like, it's caterpillar. And it's not actually.
It's the I feel like you're over using the part of it.
Pronunciation guide.
Of
Let's get a feeling for this. Let's go to dictionary.com and let's see what the lady they have hired over there, how they say it.
You should do it.
It says here, no, they say no. Correct pronunciation is caterpillar. Oh,
yeah,
thank God.
so
that's the way I've been saying it my whole life, and I was just waiting for everyone to come down on me and be like, caterpillar.
Is that why
you fool?
Is that why you added the to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait a minute. What about ambulance?
Oh,
What's
I
wrong
hate
with
that word.
Why? What do you say?
Did Eric say that?
I'm
he
not.
totally messaged you, didn't he?
What do you say?
I say it fine.
Bambulance?
No. I just if I say it too fast and
Let's
not
hear
thinking,
it.
I'm not saying it
Say
now.
it right now.
Why?
Nikki, I'm dying. Quick. It's a thing.
Call an ambulance. If I say it slow, it's fine.
What do you ambulance?
I don't.
Is that how you normally say it? Ambulance?
I don't want
It's
to
a
say
lens
it.
on the
No,
end
it's
of an
not.
ambu?
Stop it.
What?
Stop it.
Nikki said, Eric says you say. He says.
One
you
time.
say ambulance.
One time. Why did this become that?
Ambulance.
Why did it become that? So now I say emergency vehicle.
Ambulance. Somebody call an ambulance.
I'm
Oh
fine.
my gosh. I'm glad it's back on you now. Now he says it's a long A. Ambulance? Lance?
Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
Nick says call an ambulance to the line.
That's kind of more like it.
Ambulance.
So as long as I say
Ambulance.
it slowly, I'm just fine.
Nick says call an ambulance to the library. My stomach hurts.
You're such a dork.
Ambulance! Okay. My stomach hurts. Okay. All right. We got to take a minute, regroup.
Are you done with that?
So we can talk about caterpillars and ambulance and libraries. I want to talk about caterpillars. All right. And if we could please focus on that, that would be great.
It's the spring fundraiser with Obadiah.
He was
laid off 5 years ago and no one ever told him about it.
It's the Spring Fundraiser with Nikki.
I thought this was a home makeover show.
It's the Riot on RadioU.
I'm not going to lie, guys. I'm getting really nervous about Nikki.
Why?
Getting a little worried.
I am sweating a lot.
She's sweating. She's drinking a lot. And then she keeps like taking her hands and waving them at her face like, oh, I'm fine.
It's really stuffy in here, and I have a fan, but it's off to the side, so I can't like sit in front of the fan too often while we talk.
She said she needs some fresh air, so I'm like, well, open a window. And she's like, wait, I don't want to get sick.
I don't want to get sick.
She's not even thinking. She's just like, I don't want to get sick.
I'm getting better. It's just really stuffy.
Yeah.
And the lights don't help, too. If you could just turn the lights off.
I can't. Somebody whenever it bought these lights. It's so funny.
I hate these lights. And I don't hate a lot, but I hate these lights.
They're like fluorescents or LEDs or something. And it's funny because it's like they're supposed to burn forever. But even at the lowest setting, they are like 3 or 4 times brighter than any other bulb in the room.
I would never have these lights on this bright if it wasn't because it just doesn't go any lower.
You can't turn them down any lower.
I'm missing. There's two burn out. So 3 burn out.
Yeah, 3 burnouts.
Gosh, help us if you actually put new ones in.
If you
I won't know what to do.
If you count Nick, we're 3 burnouts. That's 1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. It's fine. The other thing that concerned me is that Nikki came in and was telling me yesterday, I know she had like a really high fever, and she began thinking that there were people in her house. And I was just like, okay, that's fine.
No, see, I took 2 things of nighttime medicine.
Yeah.
So I took them not at the same time, but I took them like one, and then I woke up and I took another and I slept.
Nikki's regular medication is so strong, it takes a double dose of NyQuil in order to put her down.
I don't like taking nighttime stuff for this reason, because you get weird at nighttime stuff, and I feel like I get weird, so I don't like it. So it's about 8:30, and my dogs are downstairs. They were put away in their area, and they go crazy. They start barking. So I finally come out of it, and I was so asleep because of the nighttime medicine that I'm like, what? What is everybody barking about? Because they don't do that unless someone's coming in.
The phone calls are coming from inside the house.
And I thought I heard the garage door shut. And then I thought I heard someone on the floor in our kitchen, because it's hardwood, so it makes noise with
sound.
it. Man, I got up and I called Eric, and it's the whole whispering, like, I think someone's in the house. And all the while I'm doing that, I'm in my head going, all right, well, you're tired. You're still, like, I'm stumbling. I'm just, you look drunk, but it's not. It's just from the medicine. So I grab a knife from the thing, and I'm walking around. I go, well, this isn't good. So I keep going, hello? Is anybody here? Hello? And I keep calling Eric going, I think there's someone in the house. It was so bad. I thought, no, this is it. But I couldn't get off of it because I think that was the medicine, too.
I think that right there might be one of the best, one of the single best stories.
Like, are they gonna? And then I kept thinking they were in different sections. Like, I thought they were upstairs. And then I would open up a bedroom door and I'd look in the closets. It took me like 30 minutes to get off of it and go back to bed.
All you hear is like, I literally see you walking around with a huge knife and a big blanket around you, and you're like, is there? Hello? Yes. Is there anybody there? I have a knife. You better get out of here. I see it on the ceiling. It's in the house.
I couldn't even go down to get my dogs too because I couldn't walk the steps. I was so sick.
He's got the dogs.
Oh my gosh. So bad. I was like, I think there's someone here.
There's someone in the house. Oh. There are people at the window staring in.
It wasn't my finest moment. Really, I swear to you, I really thought someone was there.
Hello? Hello?
I opened every drawer, every closet, all while carrying a knife. Yep, that was it. So I don't want to take more
medicine.
medicine.
I wish I had a picture of that. I really wish I had a picture because I'll tell you what, that would be the meme that would finish it off for me right there. Is there anyone in the house?
I think, though, that maybe Eric left the garage door open, and I think maybe a neighbor shut it. So
Sure they did. They're probably still in the house.
I even checked under the bed.
Giving to all those other radio stations is hard.
All visitors will be subject to extreme vetting procedures, including a highly detailed questionnaire.
At the Riot, we make it simple.
You will be required to eat a hot dog in front of us.
It's the spring fundraiser on RadioU.
I love hot dogs. All right, Nikki. I found somebody. I think it's a dad. Might have had a GoPro. I don't know.
Yes.
But he's got his own internet video here.
Uh-huh.
It is a 14-minute YouTube video.
Which is super long for YouTube.
That's long. But it's 14 minutes of how to replace the fuel pump on a 98 CRV. I've got a 99.
So you think that'll help you? You know you can't. If it's 14 minutes in a YouTube video,
That
in
means
real-time world,
that's probably 8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10 hours in real world time of actually doing it. Because a 14-minute video doesn't mean he just hits play and let it go. It just means play, stop, play, record, stop, record.
Well, what if he didn't, what if there's
if you watch the video, I heard it, he also sounds like it's a space thing. Like he's talking from space.
That might be my...
your speaker system.
My speakers here.
No, it's him.
If I had a good exterior... Oh, okay, you just got to take the back seat out. Okay.
Can you do that?
We got to get to it. And it's down in there.
Don't. I need you to come in.
You don't want me to do this?
I don't want you to do it.
I'm going to call you at 4 o'clock in the morning. Nikki!
I can't get my seat.
I'm covered in gasoline, and I can't come in. The seat won't go back on.
Or worse, you come in smelling like it and we pass out.
You're like, what's that smell? What smell?
I don't smell like gasoline.
I don't smell anything.
So you want to change out your fuel pump?
Maybe. I mean, the symptoms seemed to sound like this might be the problem. What?
I care.
Yeah.
I want you to blow yourself up.
No, don't act like you care about me. What your concern is that you're worried about the show and that you're going to have to do it by yourself. And so you don't want to have to rely on Nick.
Like 70-30.
Or Jared or whatever. I still think that percentage is a little low.
It's 70 that I care about the show.
Might be more like 85 or 90. I'm concerned about you as far as the show
work
is going.
So what does that mean for the show?
There's a little thing here. You just take... Man, no, it can't be. It looks too easy, which means it can't be. It's a terrible, difficult thing, I'm sure.
That's why YouTube videos are good for some things, but then bad. They might make you feel overconfident.
Well, the one time I did work on something, and I didn't watch the entire video first, which you have to watch the whole video first, because I listened to these two guys explain how easy it was to do something. This is no lie. This really happened. And they're like, yeah, it's really easy. It's not hard, whatever. So it shows them this is during daytime. Then at the 3-minute mark, there's an edit, and all of a sudden it's night, and there are these lights, and these guys are angry, and they're talking about how they can't get it fixed, even though it should be really easy. And then there's this text that comes up that says they don't recommend you doing this on your own, but instead you should find a mechanic.
They didn't put that in the beginning.
Why didn't you say that before I tore this thing apart? What is wrong with you people?
That's because they assumed you'd watch the whole thing
sadists.
first.
Yeah, well, I really should have. I really should have watched the whole thing first. So, you know what? I'm going to pop some popcorn tonight. I'm going to watch the longest YouTube video ever.
14 minutes.
14 minutes.
Of a guy changing a fuel pump.
Maybe I should fast forward to the end just to see if I find him covered in gasoline using language I've never heard before.
We'll also read the reviews, too. Like to see if anybody else made comments of it.
One person said, thanks for recording this. It's going to make this job a lot easier. So that's
There's
positive.
One.
That's positive. Maybe somebody that doesn't know that much about it shouldn't be, messing around with the fuel system. Maybe we should.
I just know sometimes you go in with good intentions, and then it's like, whoops.
A lot of optimism.
What happened there? And then one mistake made, and your car's gone.
No, I can't go away. I have to have it. I need it. All right, I need that car.
Well, yeah, that's why you need to then.
Otherwise,
don't do it yourself.
I can't do the show.
Can you just go someplace, please?
Where are you telling me to go? What are you saying?
I never thought I'd say this, but go to a mechanic.
To stay commercial-free, even the Riot had to cut some corners.
You can't have 4 bears.
It's the Spring Fundraiser on RadioU.
So for the longest time, here's what I thought. I thought the idea of the God thing, the Jesus thing, the whatever, I thought what it was about finding, the core list of rules and then following them as neatly and as well as I possibly could. And, I had made up my mind, just to let you know, that I was going to be the best at it. And I was going to be really good at it. So I'd spent a lot of time looking at things I'm supposed to do and I'm not supposed to do. And I'll just be honest, some of it's easy. Like, don't murder. Well,
okay,
I got that down.
That one we're good at.
I got that down. That's no problem.
Others are a little hard to work out every day.
Don't lust. Okay, well, that's harder because, no one can tell, right? Nobody knows if that happened. Murder, it's like, hey, there are bodies everywhere. Good Lord. Could you stop? But with lust, it's like nobody knows. They don't know, right? I'm sorry, Nikki. You're
being such a dork.
I'm sorry. I'm just saying, right?
I know. I get it.
Okay. Well, and so I made up my mind. I was going to be good at this. I'm going to be good at it. But here's the thing is, even on my best day, there were it was never quite enough. There would always be one thing, maybe you'd mess up on or you'd leave out or whatever. And so that's what I thought it was about. And I can't begin to tell you how frustrating it is to day in and day out try as hard as you possibly can to do something, and then to one extent or another you fail at it. And so for a long time it felt like having a relationship with God was really about failing. And it was enough to make me just want to quit. And I didn't feel like it matched up. It's like, God loves you, but you're a failure. It's like, well, that's just great. So the more time I would try to be loving God and doing the right thing, I'd be failing all the time. Fail, fail, fail. And then one day I read it. I figured out, I read the notes God left behind. And here's what he says. He's like, look, listen, it's not about you being the best you can be anymore. Jesus came so that you and I could have a relationship with him and we could get rid of the rules and just get to know the rule giver. You're like, now, Obadiah, you got it. Hey, I'm talking about getting to know Jesus and letting him work on who we are in the inside so that he can turn us into the kind of people that we don't have to worry about a bunch of rules anymore. We can just love him and live our life. And it's not going to, I don't have to at the end of the day be like, all right, here's my checklist. Am I a good person? Am I a bad person? What am I? I can just look to God to say, God, what kind of person am I? He says, hey, I love you. All right. I've taken care of everything. You're my friend. You're my son. You're my daughter. We have this relationship. It's okay. And at the end of the day, it's not about how badly did I do. And in the morning, it's not about redoubling my efforts to be better today. It's just about the two of us being friends and more me learning to do things his way. And I got to tell you what, it's changed my whole life. I get up in the morning, I'm a lot happier. I still hate coming to work, but I'd hate anything that gets me out of bed.
That never changes.
I hate that. Who wants to get out of bed? But that's the truth of the relationship that I have with God. Don't live under some condemnation and some big stack of rules, whether they're real or imagined. God loves you as you are, but he also wants to transform who you are on the inside to be more like him. So you won't need the rules. You just do things his way. Look, if you want to talk to somebody about a relationship with God, you got questions, there's more about this at helplinenow.org. If you don't want to wait, if you just like, man, I would love, if God loves me that much, I'd love to have him around more. Just right now say, Jesus, yes. I want you in my life. I want you to fill me with your Holy Spirit. I want us to be friends, and I want you to show me how to live. And dude, he will. It's not about redoubling your efforts. It's about accepting what he's done for you.
The worst of the riot is over, but the fun can keep going.
Hey, I saw you checking out my goods.
Check the Riot blog or stalk us on social media.
You want to sample them? A little try before you buy, huh?
Through riot.radiou.com.